Good morning, everyone. Today we're checking out a brand new video from Pragmatic about what if the Philippines had regional Pokemon forms. So let's hop in and see who gets the Philippine treatment.
What would regional forms, evolutions, and convergent Pokemon based on the Philippines look like? Hey everyone, Brandon here.
Hey,
And the
Brandon.
Pokemon region I've been creating, Buhai, is chock full of said forms. Like Buhai and Mudbray, that I worked with Fungusmon to create, as well as the rest of the
Bamboo.
Pokemon in this video. This pure grass type is known as the Bamboo Pokemon for its habitat and favorite snack, bamboo. These Mudbray are actually not
okay.
originally from Buhai, and were brought here long ago by travelers from Alola for their durability as draft Pokemon. But when some escaped into the wild, they took to the bamboo forests of the region, slowly transforming over time to reach this form. This dex entry is a
Okay,
reference to how
that's
horses
interesting.
aren't native to the Philippines and were brought to the country by the Spanish. Its diet of bamboo is a reference to the white stallion of Pangantucan, a horse that
Oh.
uprooted a bamboo stalk
Okay, I can see that you need to be censored with that wiglet though.
to warn his master of oncoming raiders, saving him and the entire village from a potential massacre. The municipality found in Bukidnon is said to be named in reference to this horse. This form's main abilities would still be Stamina and Own Tempo, but it could definitely have Cudchew as a hidden ability. And did
that's
you know
not
that you
bad.
have the hidden ability to hit those like and subscribe buttons? It makes your subscription feed super effective at showing you more of my videos. While we're on the topic of horses, I wanted to quickly mention that Galarian Ponyta and Rapidash would also be able to be found in Buhai. In my research,
Neat.
I found something called the Pink Ponies of Baguio City. It's
Whoa,
a literal
what the?
pink pony club, and I just wanted to highlight that. Anyway,
that real?
at level 30, Buhai and Mudbray evolved
I mean, the pink hair, is that real?
into Bambalong, the
What
odd
the?
horse Pokemon, a grass fighting
Okay.
type. For my Filipino viewers, y'all know exactly what this Pokemon is based on. The infamous Tikbalong. This horseman
Oh
hybrid
my God.
is known for lurking in the mountains and forests of the Philippines and being a bit of a trickster, as well as sometimes being hidden in bamboo clumps. Mysteriously, records of this creature predate the arrival of horses
the-
in the Philippines. A going theory is that the Tikbalong is possibly an interpretation of Hayagriva, a god of wisdom and an avatar of Vishnu found within both Hinduism and Buddhism. But how did this myth travel all the way from India to the Philippines?
I don't
Simple
know.
answer, its people did. Hinduism has been around since 3000 BCE, with the worship of Hayagriva dating back to 2000 BCE. And just about 2000 years later in 200 CE, India had incredibly expansive trade routes, spreading their cultural influence
Big
alongside
trade.
their goods. But that's just a theory, a culture theory. Anyway, back to Bambalong. So I know you're asking why its arms like that. Multiple
Yeah.
reasons
Why
actually.
the arms like that?
Firstly, the Tikbalong was said to have disproportionately long
Oh,
limbs.
God, I don't like
much like
that.
bamboo, which can grow to be very tall despite its small width. Secondly, it acts as a reference to a martial art and a type of dance. Arnis, or Kali, is the national martial art of the Philippines, which emphasizes the use of weapons. One of the most
Okay,
common weapons
okay.
used is known as the baston or the yantok. These lightweight yet durable sticks are usually made of rattan, but for the purposes of this design, we are substituting in bamboo. The type of dance it refers to is called tinikling, and is the national dance of the Philippines. This dance involves two
Oh.
bamboo poles being used to rhythmically tap back and forth along the ground, while one or more people step over and between the poles to the beat. Hence why this line
Weirdly enough, I had actually seen something like that before, but the poles would be brought in to try and pin the leg.
keeps own tempo as its ability. Bambalong gives a new definition to polearm, using them to repeatedly swipe low at their opponents, attempting to trip them. This is its new signature move, Bamboo Beatdown, a base 15 physical grass type move that hits 2 to 5 times, with each hit having a 15% chance to lower the opponent's speed.
Damn,
of course,
that's
with it
good.
being part fighting type, it could also learn Arm Thrust to further both the references to Arnis and Tinikling. I'm sure you're ready to stop looking at this bipedal horse, right? Well, if
Yeah,
you
that's
enjoyed that
freaky.
level of in-depth weaving of design origins and lore, then you would definitely love becoming a member on this channel. Membership grants you benefits like early access to videos, or a shout out at the end of my videos, all the while directly helping me pay the lovely artists I work with to create these Fakemon. So hit that join button now. We've had a
Support 'em.
regional form and a brand new regional evolution, so how about a couple of regional fakes, also known as convergent Pokemon? So allow me to introduce Spagella, the noodle
Oh.
Pokemon, a pure fire type. And after leveling up while knowing the move Scorching Sands, Spagella evolves into Spagrowth, the saucy Pokemon,
Ooh,
a fire ground
okay.
type.
I like
These
this.
two are inspired by a
Tasty.
unique dish known as Filipino spaghetti. This dish has this
Why does that actually look so good? And, I mean, looks like it's some ground meat and some spaghetti, sausage, but the sauce is the one thing I don't know about. But that looks so damn tasty.
same noodles as the original Italian dish, but the literal secret sauce of this dish is something known as banana ketchup. which is
I'm
exactly
sorry.
as it sounds, ketchup made from bananas. Rather
Banana ketchup.
than the traditional meatballs, sliced
What?
hot dogs are used instead. This is part of why these two are fire and then fire ground type. A hot dog that is made of ground up meat. The entire design is a
Okay,
massive
very
pun, which
punny.
brings me such joy. The other reasons are due to how spaghetti noodles are cooked and the fact that Filipino spaghetti is served hot. Another detail of these designs are the feet of Spagella and the hands of Spagroth are modeled after a spork and fork, respectively. I love when my meal comes with
Okay.
the tools to eat it. Also, the little tongue of Spagroth being a hot dog is my favorite little detail that Fungus cooked up.
That is
unintended.
nice.
Also, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Bromo Jumbo, who pointed me to a lot of important Filipino culture, food, and mythology that I used as inspiration in this video. His links are in the description as well, so make sure to check him out. He does
Shout out to
incredible
that
work.
guy.
Back to these two spaghetti boys though. The long, noodle-like parts that make up these Pokemon's body are quite flexible and stretchy, though they're not edible despite their resemblance to a dish commonly found in Buhai.
Damn it.
Spagella will use its noodly appendages to climb the ashy hills around the Gugura volcano. They release excess heat from the ends of these spindly limbs. Spagroth dig using their enormous forked hands. They dig beneath the soil of volcanoes, and will store pink clumps of heated earth amongst their stringy bodies. And with these two being regional fakes,
okay.
you could say they're a couple of impastas. Incredibly witty dad jokes aside, let's talk about yet another convergent Pokemon. So meet Bubbleye, the Dark Depths Pokemon,
Ooh,
a dark
okay.
water type. As its category suggests, this convergent version
It's
of Sableye is
Sableye.
found in the deepest recesses of the waters in and around Buhai. The only part of this Pokemon that remains visible in its lightless habitat is its glowing pearl-like eyes and scales on its chest and back. Potential prey for
Awesome.
Bubbleye are drawn to the light it emits, making them easy targets.
Ah!
This dex entry and its appearance are clearly inspired by the bioluminescence displayed in deep-sea fish, most especially the similarly named
beautiful.
Barreleye and the similarly behaved Anglerfish. Its muted bluish-green skin and fin-like ears are taken from an aquatic creature from Filipino myth called the Shokoi. These are described to be a
Shokoi.
scary
Huh.
version of a merman.
I've heard
with webbed
that.
limbs, slimy green scales, big bulging fish-like eyes, and razor-sharp teeth. All of which are used to drown humans that swim too close to their territory, deep within lakes or oceans. They
And
very much
another
feel
reason
like
to
the
stay out of
creature
the
from
water.
the Black Lagoon in appearance, and were a perfect fit
No, I don't have a fear of the water. I'm just saying, hey, here's another reason to stay out.
to transpose onto Sableye. Its eyes being pearl-like is a niche reference to Clamperl. As they both originate from the same generation, Clamperl could only be found by diving in said generation, and Clamperl evolves using the Deep Sea Scale and Deep Sea Tooth, transforming
Respectively.
it into two other Deep Sea Fish Pokemon. On top of all that, as eyes, they look like a shining moon, which is a reference to the theme of Pokemon Shine and Shade. It's like Sableye has a ruby, sapphire, and emerald on its body to reference the games it came from.
Oh,
With
that's
it having
cool.
such interesting eyes, I think giving it compound eyes is fitting. While usually reserved for bug types, crustaceans can also have them just like insects. And
That
these
is kinda
Pokemon
true.
would need special eyes to see in such a dark place. So I don't think it would be too far of a stretch for it to have this ability. But for those internet entomologists it truly bothers, we can make a new ability that does the same thing called Deep Sea Eyes, or Dark Vision, because I have to sneak in a D&D reference at every opportunity I can.
Oh.
Let's keep this dark train rolling
Okay,
with
okay.
Buhaian Togepi, the Dark Ball Pokemon, a pure Dark type. This scrungly little egg is
that
based
was
on the
poison.
Philippine street food and delicacy balut, which is a fertilized developing egg embryo, usually of a duck. This
Ah.
food is said to have a rich, savory taste and is usually served with salt and vinegar.
I'm sorry, but I would never eat that.
Its dark typing comes in with it being inspired by yet another creature from Filipino myth, the Tiyanak. This is a demonic
the
or vampiric
fuck?
being that disguises itself as a newborn baby, attacking those who get close enough to find the source of those mysterious cries within the jungle. Buhaian Togepi acts in much the same
Hell
way.
no.
It will let out pathetic cries, making people and Pokemon think it may be injured or easy prey, before it turns the tide by launching itself at them. This is most definitely how Buhaian Togepi uses the moves Fake Tears and Faint Attack, which is now Stab, by the way. The little triangles of Togepi in this
right.
form have been made to look like little mouths with fangs in them, to allude to its vampiric inspiration. Its dark typing also
why I thought
refers
it
to
was
the term for
poison.
a troublemaker, a bad egg. I want to be clear that I mean no disrespect to Balut or Filipino culture by mixing these two concepts, or with its dark typing. I just felt these concepts went well together, but by no means am I saying Balut is inherently evil or bad itself. With
Yeah,
that
no insult to the pieces.
said, after feeding it an energy root or energy powder 5 times, then leveling it up, Buhaian Togepi
Oh,
evolves
okay.
into Buhaian Togetic, the Wickedness Pokemon, a dark poison type. This Togetic brews a caustic solution in its stomach, which it uses as a venom to bite its targets.
Ooh,
This does have
not
drawbacks
good.
though, as Togetic has a constant stomachache. Because as we all know, wickedness must be punished. Did I see Wicked just before finishing this script? Well, let's just say I've been changed for good. Anyway, if it wasn't clear, Strongjaw would be one of Buhai and Togetic's main abilities, with both Crunch and Poison Fang now being Stab. This form takes a devilish
useful.
or demonic appearance rather than the angelic original. Its partial poison typing refers to Sulfur, also known as Brimstone, with fire and brimstone
see?
being associated with the devil and hell in Christianity, and with Catholicism
And
being a
smelling.
common faith in the Philippines. Ingesting sulfur can cause gastrointestinal issues, as well as inhaling it in gas form can be toxic. And said gas form is said to smell like what? Rotten eggs.
Yeah, that is
It's
true.
all coming together. The wings of this Pokemon, while referring to demons, also work with its Tianuk inspiration. As in Mindoro legend, its true form is that of a blackbird that supernaturally flies through the forest to find its next victim. Giving Buhai and Togetic
Well, okay,
a
that's
Dusk Stone
interesting.
allows it to evolve into Togehiss, the Malevolence Pokemon, a dark
Togehiss.
poison type. Togehiss is said to
Instead of
stalk the
Togekiss.
forests and jungles of Buhai at night, searching for life force to feed upon. It doesn't matter if it's from a human or Pokemon. It will use its venom to stun their prey before gluttonously gobbling up their life force without remorse. If you
Damn,
find yourself
got
in the
him.
jungle at night, be wary of the sound of enormous wing beats. It might mean you're this Pokemon's next prey.
Oh,
So Tokehiss's name is a reference to vampires, which famously hiss at the sun. Its appearance also takes from some
Hiss.
depictions of vampires where they can transform into a bat, with bats being known to hiss as well.
why did you use that picture from the second movie while she was revealing she was pregnant?
The Philippines are
Why?
known for some rather large megabats, which stoke legends
flying
such as the
foxes.
Manananggal and the Wak-Wak, which is another one of
Whoa.
Tokehiss's inspirations.
I
This creature
like
is said
it.
to be an enormous vampiric blackbird-like creature that snatches humans in the night as prey, which a giant vampiric bird would naturally have come from a vampiric egg. Which one came first is anyone's guess. Those familiar with the channel might know that the pseudo-legendary of the Devar region is also named Wak-Wak, which I named before knowing this Philippine myth existed. Regardless,
That is true.
Tokehiss's Dex entry would manifest in its new signature move, Daze Fang, a base 90 poison-type physical attack where it sinks its fangs into the target, releasing a venom that has a 30% chance to leave the target paralyzed. I think it's a
1
shame
out of
that there's
3, huh?
only one poison-type move with a chance to paralyze its target, and even then that's alongside 2 other status conditions, given stunning prey is what most types of venom are meant to do.
That is
For
true.
the last Pokemon of the video, we have a regional evolution to Milcery. So when fed 6 different types of berries, then spun in a circle, it evolves into Magicalo, the ice cream Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
A fairy
Huh.
ice type. Is this the second
Okay.
fairy ice type evolution to a pure fairy type from a recent generation in a row I've made for these mini-region videos? Yes, and I
Yes.
will not apologize. Magicalo's name and design are
Bite me.
inspired by the
Pretty
vibrant
much what he's
Filipino
saying.
dessert known as halo halo, which translates to mix mix in Tagalog. This is because this dish has a mix of many different ingredients.
This treat actually looks very delicious, and plus, correct me if I'm wrong, but these toppings, aren't those from like the Trick cereal with that damn rabbit?
Such as sweetened fruits, jellies, beans, shaved ice,
Beans.
evaporated milk, leche flan, and a scoop of ube ice cream. With Magicalo having such a variety of ingredients in its design, unlike Alchemy, it wouldn't have multiple forms. This is
Which
where its
just makes
evolution method
sense.
and type come from, but its name and part of its design, while following the pattern of the original line, are inspired by a Babaylan. These are spiritual leaders, healers, and mediums that commune with the spirit world. They can be
Huh.
thought of like Filipino
Neat.
shamans. They heal by influencing the Anito, or spirits, both benevolent and malevolent. So Magicalo's primary fairy typing being strong against the dark type is incredibly fitting. But Bylon are commonly women as well, so Milcery and Alcremie being 100% female fits as well. Magicalo
perfect.
are commonly seen in the colder parts of Buhai. Their icy and mystical nature lends them to being solitary protectors against evil. They guard villages that rest at the base of mountains from people or Pokemon that would do them harm. And those are some regional
Okay.
forms, evolutions, or convergent Pokemon based on the Philippines.
I
Thank
like
you so much
these.
to our
It was
incredible
really
members
good.
who go that extra mile to support this channel, which you can also do by hitting that join button. And an especially big shout out to our art mages Living Lava, Bailey Pennington, and William Hartya. Thanks so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.
Alright everyone, that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of you next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.